of time before the remnant of Israel wakes up and we rise. We come from a bloodline of priests sold into captivity. Father, break these chains off me. Make me free. In time ambition. 2024 AD. Live from the belly of the beast. Babylon. Should we stay? Should we flee? In time's ambition.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom. Peace, 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 peace. Welcome back.
God.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Just in the building.
Yeah. Come on. Been a minute. Seemed like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. It feel like forever. Hey.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Popped up.
Already in the chat. Shalom.
All right. Shalom.
With the anticipation. We appreciate it.
Con. Man, it's another beautiful, thankful Thursday.
That's right.
Thankful to the Most High for giving us another day and let us be out here to edify our people in truth and sincerity. And, go ahead.
No, you got it, King.
Oh, I was just gonna say, hey, before we do anything, we gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. That is giving all honor to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and His Son Yahweh Shai.
That's right. Can't do nothing without Him, man. Can't do nothing without Him. Can't forget about the Most High at all, and His Son Yahweh Shai, who woke us up to this truth. Who you know what I mean? It's still got us in this thing, you know. Still got us in this thing, and that's something to be thankful for, you know. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, like it's just want to give honor to all of our elders and forefathers who stuck it through and got us here today to bring this truth out, because you know the Bible talks about that we got to give honor to our elders and those who paved the way for us.
That's right. Great addition to that, King, because I mean, you know, if you know the history of the so-called just the history, the biblical history, then you go to the Apocrypha, you know what I mean, and then even the history of the Hebrew Israelite movement. I mean, brothers gave their lives for this thing, man, to come out. You know, brothers are still giving their lives, livelihoods. You're putting your life on the line for this thing, and it's no joke. This is definitely a serious matter. I know, you know, we kind of be light sometimes, and we kind of, you know, joke a little bit. We got things, you know, we're not going to run around here and just be angry all the time.
That's right.
But you know, this thing is a serious matter. This is very serious, you know.
That's right. Right. But yeah, that's like it's. But I'm telling y'all, for those who didn't get to come to the Fringe Up Fest 2024, hey, it was lit. It was hot, but it was lit.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. That's the verse I was thinking about when we were talking about the elders. I'll bring that up. This is 1 Timothy 5:17. It said, "Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine."
You're looking out, sis. Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking about too. I was like, I know it's in Timothy. I was sitting there looking for it.
Double honor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And all praises still go to Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. But yes, our elders, like you said, they're worthy of double honor.
That's right.
I mean, man, if you only considered the amount of time that it takes in understanding wisdom and years that it took to come to where we are right now with the understanding of who we are, who certain tribes are, you know what I mean? The intricacies of the understanding. And we probably just know a tenth of what we need to know. You know what I mean? And I probably know way less than that. But, you know, man, that's worthy of double honor. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
If it wasn't for them, hey, we wouldn't be right here like it's bringing the word to you.
God. The Most High using vessels.
Hey, shalom,
Brother T.
shalom, brother
Shalom,
Terrence.
King. Yeah. Shalom, King.
Hey, hope you feeling better. Hope you feeling better, King.
Kind of. Yeah, that's still a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, been kind of feeling down, down and out, sick, whatever is going,
Yeah.
a lot. All of us are being attacked, Um, we're all being attacked and going through things. But brothers, that's why we got this one. This is a timely subject to endure to the end. You know what I mean? That's what we got to
Right.
do in this thing to the end.
That's right. Gotta endure to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that kind of like prompted why. Because hey, we're here to encourage you to do the same. To to encourage you to endure all the afflictions that this life has so
Right.
that you can get your crown of life, your crown of glory.
That's right. That's right. Kind of. And we definitely gonna go to the scripture there. I apologize, King. I kind of segue. I don't know how we got back. Because of the scripture. But yeah,
Right.
hey, when we were talking about the Friend Fest, and I apologize, didn't really get to
Nah, you
go into
good.
that. But yeah, we had an incredible time, and it was, just a spirit there, family there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, I mean, people that you don't normally get to see. A lot of the elders in Israel, the leadership. Um, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was.
Yeah.
Man, man, we didn't want to leave. It seemed like it
Right.
shut down too
Had to
quick.
shut it down. For real.
We
We
still
ain't come
walking
all that way
around.
for nothing.
Right. We got to see a lot of the brothers that do the workout in different states.
Yeah.
We saw Sakari out there.
Yeah.
We saw Sons of Thunder,
Yeah.
HOY.
Yeah.
We had Iron Horns of Zion,
Mm-hmm.
AHOS. You know my brothers over there. Like it's like hey, they were everywhere. Hey, brothers were out.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I saw one of my ox out there. I saw a Divine Prospect, man.
Mm.
Like it's I like to had a longer conversation, but it's a it's a family event. You want to be there and have a good time.
Yeah.
But
You
it,
know
it
what,
was
bro? I was thinking about that too because I didn't know him, and when you were introducing to him, I was like, okay, hey, you know what I mean. But I wish we would have got a picture with that brother too, man. Seemed like a real
yeah,
humble, good brother, man. And
well,
we got
yeah,
plenty of pictures, but I wish I would have said, let's get a picture with the app too, you know.
right.
Um, and I'm probably gonna regret that I didn't. But most I willing, we'll cross paths with the brother again, like you said, have a
Time,
more in depth conversation.
right.
Brother, fill our ears with some knowledge, and we actually get that picture, a little more fellowship.
Kind. He's a good brother. Like he put me on a lot of knowledge that's like with like dealing with history and culture and stuff like that when it comes to our people. So like when I saw him, I was like, dang, I'm like, yeah, I want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
yes, but
that's what that's about, man. These events, they're opportunities to not just rub elbows like we say in the world, but to actually fellowship with these leaders, these people. I mean, it's a wealth of knowledge, and not only that, it ain't just average. Just a black dude walking around. That's a king. You know what I
that's
mean? That's a
right.
child of the Most High God. He know the Lord, and hey, these are all. Everybody there is a special person.
That's
Everybody
right.
there is a superstar.
Yeah, y'all.
Everybody there is a superstar. Everybody. I mean, people you ain't never known. We talking to people that's just, vendors that's there. Superstar. This brother's
That's
a
right.
superstar. This brother got on a t-shirt, sweating. You know what I mean? He done drove from here and there and doing this and that.
Right.
But he know he an Israelite. That's a
Mm-hmm.
superstar. He may not be this brother from this big old camp over here, but that brother's special.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just like that scripture. The Bible says that about giving preferential treatment to the man with the gay clothing, you know what I mean, instead of the person that's in the rags and all that type of stuff. You know,
Right.
um, yeah, you can't there at them those type of events. That's when you put that into play. You know what I mean? You're gonna show the same type of love and respect to the brother that's working, cleaning up, to the brother that's here with the gay clothing on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, but yeah, we really had a phenomenal time. I think Brother Brunk, I think he had a great time too. Excited. He's like, I'm gonna be back next year.
Right. Man.
Most time will.
Kind. Like it's and good point she brought out, not having to worry about who's watching the kids or the women. Like everybody was dressed to impress, got your fringes on.
Yeah.
Man. Like it was a beautiful place. I even saw a couple. I was like, man, they look like they were a little lost. They're like they look like this is my first fringed event. They're looking around. They didn't have any fringes on, but they had their family there and they were enjoying the event. So hey, maybe the Most High put them there. Just they tiptoeing into the truth,
Yeah, man. And oh man, what a wonderful event, man. Like I said, what we say, Brunk said he was going to try to be there next year, and it's just an opportunity, to just be around your peoples. Oh yeah, the Most High. I was going to say the weather. So I had no idea that it was going to rain. It was supposed to rain. It was so hot, But the Most High held off the rain the whole time. He held off the rain.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man, yeah. And because everybody's out there, certain things that went down before we got there. You know what I mean? That okay, how things happen. But the Most High wanted to see how eager we were to have this thing, and how much labor we were going to go through to actually go through with it, and we did. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a scripture on that. Can you add something?
Nah, I was just thinking how nice it was just to be around our people.
Yeah.
Look, we didn't have to worry about did the food have like pork in it or any of that. You didn't have to worry about none of that.
Yeah.
Everything was everything was kosher.
And like you said, when you go around, not only was it your family, but it was your family, because you looking around like fringes on everywhere. Everybody know who they are. They know that we kings and priests. They know that we, you know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. You ain't got to worry about somebody around here, you know what I mean, looking to sell some drugs to somebody, even though he looked like you, or looking at some type of weird, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying everybody was just, you know what I mean, just all righteous, but everybody was in that mindset, man. We got to be here. This amongst our people. Beautiful thing, man. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's beautiful. I wanted to bring out this real quick. It's Acts 14, and this kind of goes with the topic as well. But it's Acts 14 and I'll start at 21 and 22. It says, and when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. So that goes right along with the topic, man. Through much tribulation, we're going to go through a lot of different things. Just like the Fringe Fest, they was like, man, the bathroom thing is broken or was broke or whatever happened. There was a few different things that happened. Yeah, I did too. You know what I mean? We was having so much of a good time. But yeah, things are going to happen, man. Things are going to happen. But through much tribulation, that's how we're going to enter. Through much tribulation. We going into the the topic, we got to endure.
That's right. Hey, we had some precepts that were thrown in the chat. Here we go. We got that Matthew 12 and 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? Then going to the next verse. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother, sister, and mother.
That's right. Whoever do the will.
And we were out there like his brothers were keeping commandments out there. Sisters were out there keeping commandments. They had their fringes on that beautiful apparel. Brothers looking mighty with they fringes on.
Oh yeah. Now I seen some meat trees out there and things I see. I was like, man, hey, man.
And there was so much. Oh, shalom, shalom, sis. Shalom.
Shalom. My rib is. They're my rib.
Hey,
Look at baby
look,
girl there.
shalom.
Shalom, bro. Shalom.
Daughters of Zion in the building.
EOZ. Come.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They was there repairing. They, fringing things up. We was.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
We bumped into the brother, man. The one brother that was selling the organic brushes and
Oh yeah.
all that type of stuff, man. I said, man, I had no idea that our regular brushes that we use, I had no idea that it's made out of boar skin. And if you know what a boar is, that's a pig, that's a hog. You know what I mean? It's an abomination to even touch the carcass of a pig, of a swine. So I wish I would have, and it's a lot in hindsight. I wish I would have just gone ahead and paid the $20 or whatever it was for the brush, got me a brush so I could daggone be lawful. Came home to the same old boar brush I got, but I got the brother's contact information. So I'm reaching out.
Yeah. For his business was what? Shouty Red.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Shouty Red.
Yeah, brother T. Hey, yeah, man. I didn't know that either. Yeah. Hey, that's how Esau is, man. He put abominations in everything. We were just talking about that. You know what I mean? Toothpaste and deodorant and you know what I mean? It's swine and all types of stuff for no reason.
Yeah. Well, going into that is kind of a good segue into another topic we wanted to talk about before we got into the lesson.
Oh,
you still want to bring that out? About the Virginia. Hey, that was a perfect segue into it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he already got it on deck. He ready. All right, I'm going to bring that up. Let's see here. There we go. Take a minute just to look at that and read that. It says couple charged after police find their black adopted children locked in a barn and working as slaves.
Can you make it any bigger?
Let me see if I can. Let's see.
Brother T, you crazy. That's right, Ken.
What do you say?
He said brothers are gonna have to use baby brushes.
Baby brushes. Man.
Oh,
hey, Esau, sure you be Esau.
Yeah, he probably got. Yeah, man. Esau's diabolical, man.
Is that big enough?
Con.
All right. Let's see if we can get everything into the screen. Yeah, it's gonna cut off a little bit because it's a little smaller.
Good.
But yeah. It's a locky. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. So you might not see a little bit up. Oh, here we go. There we go.
Investigators believe they targeted these children specifically from a shelter because they were black, forcing them to work as slaves.
Being charged with a felony, child neglect, creating risk of injury.
The two children were being locked in a barn at this home on Cheyenne Lane in Sissonville.
They weren't able to locate any guardians or parental figures or anybody around the residence or the barn, and started having a conversation with two children that were inside the barn.
Deputies eventually forced their way into the barn, where they said they found a 16-year-old girl and 14-year-old boy inside a 20 by 14-foot room. Investigators say the teens had no way to get out of the shed, with no running water, no bathroom. The girl told deputies their parents had brought them food around 6 o'clock that morning, but said her and her brother weren't allowed in the house and were locked in the barn for long periods every day. Eyewitness News spoke to neighbors who were afraid to go on camera. Investigators believe they targeted these children.
Wow. Esau.
Golly.
Always into something.
Man. How wicked can you be? I mean, they already down on their luck, right? Having to go into whatever system, and they just come in and pick them out just because they're black, and then say, okay, now, you know what I mean, what you want to do now? We got you now in the slavery. And I know that they're not the only couple. That's not the only couple that's doing that, you know. And the thing about it is, shoot, some of these people that's doing it, they probably going to try to be a little more covert now that their friends done got caught.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man. That's so wicked. I mean, that's diabolical. I mean, you have no say so over nothing. You're however old, 6, 7, 8 years old, and then these people just come and get you out of this already godforsaken, adoption place, and they're supposed to be your foster parents, and they're nice to you going out, you know what I mean? But then next thing you know, they flip on you, and you are serving and a slave, and you have nobody to turn to, nobody to get you out of this situation. Wow.
That's wild.
Yes.
I don't have really words for that. That's what it just like. That reminds, like that just brings to mind, like when we get our community together, we can get our children back.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to wait for the system to put them in our hands. Like it is, we can go to, hey, I want this, hey, I want these children. Yep, we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, we don't need none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want like I want them to be with their people.
Right.
So they know what it feels like to have a family that looks like them and has love for them.
Yeah. Hey, and that's a trend. I heard a brother talking about in Hollywood. You got Cameron Diaz, Jennifer, Angelina Jolie,
Right.
and Brad Pitt. They all adopt these kids, especially the black ones, rename them, and then turn them into homosexuals.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so crazy, man. And I say that all the time. There is no coincidence that this superstar got this black kid, so-called black kid, out of this foster home, adopted him, and now he's 15 years old. Now he identifies as a woman. You know what I mean? And then another one do the same thing, and then their kid identifies as a. It's just crazy, man. Esau is just wicked, man. Wicked.
Yes.
Wicked.
Man, that's it. That's why it's important that we come together, keep these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
And so that we can get the kingdom and that we can have our children. We can get rid of the wickedness in the earth.
Yeah.
Like this. Because how much more how much longer do you want to sit around and let these things happen when there's something actively that you can do to get yourself out of it? And not just yourself, but your community.
God. Man. Life is crazy, man. Especially being over here in Babylon. You see a lot of stuff, and you get to learn. You learn the ropes quick, or you become a victim.
Right.
I'm gonna get a precept on. I'm gonna get Daniel 12:10. It says, "Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." The wicked are just going to continue to do more wickedly. That's all they're going to do. The wise people are going to say, hold up. They're going to see, oh, hold on. You fooled me once, you know what I mean? But fooled me twice, that's on me. You know what I mean? Nah, you know what I mean? We going to understand, and that's what we're doing. We're putting a stop to this. And we're trying to bring our brothers and sisters every Shabbat. That's what we're on. That's what we're doing. It's trying to bring our brothers and sisters into the understanding, into the sense of, the truth.
That's right.
The truth, hey, let's stop doing this. Let's stop doing that. Look at that. Pay attention to what you're doing. You know what I mean? A lot of us are just walking around blind and just doing things blindly without any understanding. And so we got to come out of that.
Yeah, like Yahushua said, he said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
That's right. The truth is going to make you free.
Yeah, not your president, not your Congress, the military, none of that. Because the truth is gonna make you free. Because once you get this knowledge and wisdom, understanding, you're gonna know how to move. You're gonna understand what it means to to be harmless as a dove, but you moving like kids. You got the moves like a serpent, right? Like kids, they can't figure out where you're gonna attack from.
Right.
Like kids, they can't figure this out. But like kids, but you just seem like, oh, yeah, he's just a nice guy down the street. Yeah, but you're making moves for the kingdom.
Right. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, baby.
That's right.
Yeah. And that just tells you the mindset for Yahushua even using that. That tells you the mindset that he was in. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Don't show all your cards. You got to have a poker face. You know what I mean? But you got to know how to maneuver in this thing. You know? Right. You know what I mean? And that's what they using guile and all that. That's what he's telling us. Use guile, use wisdom. You know what I mean? But you got to know how to maneuver in this thing and to and able to you know what I mean, endure to the end. We don't want to go out, right. You know what I mean, too early. Just we got to endure to the end.
That's right. I guess, yeah. Hey, that's what brothers be doing. We'll be out there bidding them to the wedding.
That's right.
Like it, and we inviting them all in. Like it, hey, you might not have the right wedding garment on right now, but we inviting you, like it, so that you can get yourself together.
That's right.
Like it, we ain't talking about actual garments, but sometimes, yeah, man, you gotta change that apparel up for real.
That's right. That's right.
The real apparel up, man.
Yeah, sometimes they need that too. Especially if you ain't got no fringes on. You gotta at least have the fringes, man. Yeah. And shout out to my sister Hannah, you know what I mean? General's Rib. Shout out to her, man, keeping the law, man. I can't thank her enough, you know. If you don't got some fringes, you better be trying to holler at Hannah, you know what I mean? So you can get some fringes so you can be keeping his law. You know what I mean? Because the law gonna endure forever. Not only that, hey, but they are, I don't want to say trendy, you know what I mean? But I'm matching with mine, you know what I mean? It just don't even
right.
Feel right if I ain't got them, man. You know what I mean? I try to get, hey, sis, can you make me this kind of this? You know what I mean? To go with this or that, man. Right. Hey, it don't even feel right without it. So shout out to the sister, man. You know, shout out to the sister. I can't thank her enough. That's you know, I appreciate the household of Kazakia. Yeah,
man. Like it's a blessing to have a real, you know, that actually is trying to walk in the truth, like this, and have a heart that for the people and for family, you know.
Okay.
Because I heard some horror stories in Israel, like it's where brothers they just can't find a wife.
Yeah.
Or the women they can't find a husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing from the Most High.
Definitely. And you know, I'm over here thinking, you know what I mean? I mean, you were Israelite, you know you were Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would be easier to get a woman in the truth or a woman that's not in the truth. I probably would. It'd have to be a woman in the truth. You know, that's why it's so important to have these events and these get together and we mingle and stuff like that because, you know what I mean, family, it's, you know, you already know we on one accord at least to a certain extent. You know,
right.
there are some outliers, but, you know, for a brother or a sister that's trying to get a mate outside the truth, man, that's going to be some pain. That's going to be a little bit of pain, man.
Yeah, that's some work.
Yeah.
And then you got to teach them, and then it might work out, it might not. You might have taught them and brought them into the truth, but it might not be your somebody. Like the Most High said it's not good for men to be alone, but it ain't good for women to be alone either.
Right. Absolutely not. And you know, it bringing somebody in the truth, you know, or you know, when a person, even me, when you first get introduced to the truth, it's almost like coming off of, you know what I mean, like a rehab. You coming off, right. Shalom, brother Benny. Shalom, King.
Oh, Shalom,
King. Yeah, it's almost like a rehab, like you know what I mean, you coming off of drugs or alcohol, cold turkey or something. You know what I mean? You wake up 2 days later and say, oh, I forgot we ain't eating pork today. I gotta remember that, you know what I mean? That pepperoni pizza, I almost bought it. You know what I mean? I almost got some of that at the gas station or whatever, you know. So you got to get those. You having withdrawals, and you know, dang, we gotta fast for the Day of Atonement, and this and that. You know, some people will buck the system, is what I'm trying to say. Some people are, you know what I mean? You call yourself bringing the sister in or bringing the brother in, and they used to doing things one way. And man, it may be a little more trouble now. You know, it's a beautiful thing to bring somebody in, but you know, as a mate, you might want to start off with somebody that at least understands we got to keep these laws.
And they have to have a heart to do it, because you can tell them all day, oh, you need to do this, the Bible say do this, but after a while, you know, they go so far with their own flesh, like it's. But if they ain't got the spirit for it, they ain't gonna endure.
Right. Gotta have the spirit, like you said. Exactly. That's hard. That's half the battle right there. You can't give them the spirit. You know what I mean? So if they got the spirit and they, you know what I mean, that's half the battle right there.
See, I'm gonna pull that Elijah where I just lay down on them and then give them some of my spirit. Like, see, that's how that works. Y'all brothers ain't got the spirit like I do. I just lay on them and give them my spirit.
Oh man. Oh, you talking about when he revived the little boy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Hey, if it was that easy, everybody
just be laying on each other.
Hey, I'll be laying right on. Hey, if it was that easy, shoot.
Face to face, you're just looking at him like, you got the spirit now, brother. Let's go.
Said the brother got up and coughed he sneezed 7 times. Man, right. Revived him.
But that's what it is. Like, hey, that's the battle that we're in right now. Yeah. Like we're trying, like as brothers that go out and teach, it's our struggle to bring in new I don't want to even say new Israelites. I want to say people into the body or back into the body to graft them back in.
Yeah.
And that's a battle in itself. So anybody if you ain't never been on the street trying to talk to somebody, boy, they'll try to talk themselves out of being an Israelite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to use so many different angles. That's why hey, like I was we was talking about it the other day. I said, man, the thing it's harder than it seems. You know, just go out there and just, you know, my rib say, man, it's almost like the videos be the same. Y'all tell them about, you know, the transatlantic slave trade or Deuteronomy 20. I'm like, yeah, but you got to introduce them to who they are. There's certain ways you can, you know, and sometimes we try to get a little crafty and go, you know, a different route. But ultimately, you got to show them who they are and how you know that that's who they are. And then, you know, it's not easy. And then, like you said, people will say, hey, man, I ain't black. I'm Mongolian, or I'm, you know what I mean? Something you ain't, you know what I mean? Like, what? You know, sister, you know, I'm a Moor. I'm Moorish. Sister, you've been going, we had one of them just the other day. You know, and like you said, we had 3 people there. They give us 3 different answers. You know what I mean? And they all the same ethnicity. 3 different answers. So yeah, it can be a little tricky, but that's what we're trying to do, is bring people in and not just tell them who they are. You know, sometimes we do just, you know, plant the seed and just allow the Most High to do the rest. Right. But we're really trying to bid, like Sister said, bid them into the wedding. Come on all the way in this thing.
That's right. Because you don't get the kingdom standing on the sideline.
No.
Nah, you gotta you gotta have faith and works.
Yes, that's right. That's
right. That's a part of it, and that in itself is a part of enduring. Because go ahead.
You got it, King. You got it. I thought you.
I was just gonna say it's because you have to really endure. Like it becomes one of those. It's salvational that you endure. Like you have to endure to the end. Yahweh Shai said it best. Let me actually pull that up. I'm trying to figure out if I want the one in Matthew or want the one in Mark.
What you looking for, God?
Enduring to the end.
Oh, I got you. Matthew.
I'm like, I didn't know which one I wanted. Was either the Mark, I think it's Mark 24 and 13. No, Matthew 24.
Matthew 20. I'm right there.
Matthew 24.
Let me get
okay.
it.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Baba Kashan.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna read.
Oh, go ahead.
12. Okay, I started 12. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse number 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And
That's
then
right.
shall the end come.
That's right. Like we've got to it's crucial that brothers stay in the truth and endure so that we can get this good news, the gospel, out to all nations, all four corners of the earth, so that the end can come. But that don't happen from sitting behind the keyboard, sitting at home. That don't happen like that. You can't depend on other brothers to do your work, the work that you've been called to do.
Yeah.
And it ain't even got to be the work. Like, you ain't even got to be out on the corners with brothers. Like, you could be sharing the truth with somebody you walk past in the store. Like, the spirit could just hit you. Like, it's just like that. Oh, brother Benny looked like he posted a precept.
Okay.
I can grab that.
That's exactly right. Hey, and if you brothers, you know what I mean, to you brothers that are you know what I mean, fellowship with us, man, we really appreciate it. But we, you know what I mean, we all need to lock in this thing, man. We all need to lock in this thing, because if you lukewarm, the Most High said He's going to spew you out. This is the most important. Like I was telling at the beginning of the live, man, this is not, you know what I mean, this is extremely important. I know we laugh and joke and everything, but this is, I tell the people when they come over to at camp, this is the most important thing you will ever learn. This is the most important thing that you're dealing with in your entire life. Most important. There's nothing more important than this. Nothing. But I got a baby on the way. Nothing is more important than being in this truth. Nothing. Nothing. You understand? And so we have to treat it that way. So I can't say, man, you know, nothing wrong with, man. Like I said, sometimes, you know, we need a break. You know, we kind of dial back right now from the Tuesday live a little bit, because brothers is busy. You know what I mean? We're doing the Tuesday live, then we do the Thursday live, then we do camp. You know what I mean? Then we come back, you know, and then we got jobs and all this other stuff in between. So, you know, we got to pace ourselves. We don't want to burn each other out. But,
that's right.
You know what I mean? You brothers, come on in here, man. You know what I mean? Step up. You know what I mean? We need leadership, because we're all leaders. It ain't just one person and, you know what I mean, and just directing and instruction everybody. We gonna learn from each other. Believe it or not, I learn from you brothers. I'm gonna learn some things from y'all. The Most High ain't wake you up to not be able to add something to this thing, man. You understand? So come in this thing and y'all learn. We gotta be teachers. You know what's that scripture? You already hit. You was just getting the scripture when you came.
The one in First Corinthians 3:6.
Yeah. Let me. What? No.
You got another one you want to bring out first?
Before you do that, yeah. Before I forget, I gotta find it though. What is that?
You looking for?
At the time that you should be teachers.
Let's see. Timothy, or
you need someone to teach you.
Teach you again.
And it's not. That's not a slight to anyone. That's us. That's us as a whole, as a nation. We're supposed to be teaching the other nations by now, but we done fell off and everything, and now we need somebody to teach us. So we gotta come back and let's do that. Let's learn. You know what I mean? Let's get taught. Let's teach each other. You know what I mean? But we got to hold each other accountable and hang on in this thing. That's why we here. That's why we're doing this live today, so we can be we can endure in this thing. You know,
that's right?
We can endure. And
we all need that.
Oh, Salaki.
I was saying we all need that.
Yes.
I had after we get that, I wanted to pull up. I want to go ahead and finish it because it was
Salaki, you got it. I'll find it. You get yours.
I'll go ahead and pull it. That was because that's one of my favorite verses that he pulled up. I just don't want to misquote it. So it's gonna be 1 Corinthians 3:6. And it says, I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. Because that's what brothers do. Like it, we can only I can only tell you who you are like this, and then Jehu comes up, he gives you the precepts like this. Then I hit you with a precept, and we like, hey, we done gave them the foundation. We done laid the foundation. It's up to the Most High to open up your mind or your heart to understand. Hey, this is me. This is my heritage.
Right.
Like it's up to him. He will give the increase.
Right.
I can try to force feed you all the scriptures all day, but if it ain't of the Most High, it ain't gonna happen.
And that's me, man. Being an amateur, you know what I mean. I want a person to come in. I want them to snap out of it like that and say, hey, you know what? We're my friends. Let me get, you know what I mean, just immediately. And it don't never really happen that way. I mean, rarely. You know what I mean? But it's going to happen the way the Most High want it. And he may not even want that person. He may just be bringing them in. I mean, bringing them up just to, like he said, just so that we can, you know, tell them the truth so they can't say they didn't know. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But yeah. You know, it's up to him to do the to open the eyes.
That's right. Find the verse you were looking for yet?
Con. This is Hebrews 5:12. It says, for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. So you know what I mean?
That's right.
That's us as a whole. That's us as a nation, really. You know what I mean? We're baby stepping it. You know what I mean? And the people that are in it, you brothers and sisters that are already about this thing, and I'm not just talking to the brothers either, sisters. You know what I mean? As well. You know, we have to do more in this truth. We have to increase our increase what we're doing. You know, we have to, because we are working against time, and we're trying to get the kingdom sooner than later. We need to, you know what I mean, reach the people that we can reach. We have to. I was going to bring out what is that? Matthew 5:16. Let our light shine.
Right.
That's keeping a law at all times. You know what I mean? Don't be at the grocery store because you ain't around and you ain't fringes on. You ain't got your beard. You know what I mean? You eating pork or you know, around the corner at the company picnic. Nah, man, we got to, you know, that's what's keeping us from the kingdom. Everybody come in, lock in this thing. Lock in this thing, man. I mean, and endure. It's gonna be a rocky, like you said, we gonna through much tribulation, that's how we're gonna get to the kingdom. So we're gonna go through some things, but we definitely have to endure to the end, and we all got to be on one accord. We all got to come into this thing.
Yep. Hey, just like it says, it's like iron sharpeneth iron.
Yeah.
Like it's, hey, when my brothers in one area, we'll sharpen our swords on each other. This is that precept. Oh man, that's good. That's gonna cut that off. That's gonna cut that doctrine, or it's gonna make it. Oh, that's gonna open their understanding to this and that. I ain't even think about that. That's how brothers. That's how iron sharpeneth iron. Not the cutting. Not meaning we trying to cut each other down, but we're sharpening each other's skills. We're honing our talents and our gifts that the Most High have given to us.
Okay. And also I wanted to touch on a scripture. God, can you give me Sirach 37:19, Baba Kashab? Because being in this truth, like matter of fact, I'm gonna get a scripture as well. What was it? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a scripture as well. I'm gonna get John 10 real quick before you get that, King. It's a lot. I'm gonna get John 10 to go with it. Real quick, I get John 10 on 15.
I don't know if we. Hey, Shalom, sister. I don't think we saw that pop up. But
What's
Shalom,
that?
it did. She popped up in the chat.
Shalom, Zoo.
I didn't see that. So
Judy,
Shalom,
Jew.
Shalom.
Okay, here we go.
Strong meat. That's right.
Yeah, I got it's John 10. So let's see. I'm gonna start at the top. It says John 15, Salakia. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman.
Mm-hmm.
Every branch in me that bear not fruit, he take away. If you in this truth, or we call ourselves in this truth, and we're not producing fruit, if we're not, you know what I mean? Because some brothers, they believe, you know what I mean? Hey, man, I can, you know what I mean? I'm gonna throw them a water I'm gonna come by camp, give them a water. I'm gonna drive off, and I won't see them again. Then I might say, "What's up?" You know what I mean? And I'm not just necessarily just pointing people out, because this is all good. It's good. It's not, you know what I mean, to make nobody feel down, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
highlighting something because it could actually save your soul. You know what I mean? We can't think that we're just doing the work by, hey, brother, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, and I go about my business. No,
Right.
you got to be in this thing at all times. We dealing with some stuff. At all times, we need to get up with our brothers and feed the sheep. We need to be doing the work at all times. So let me go back to that. It says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. He'll take his spirit away from a brother or sister. I apologize, not just brothers, sisters too. He will take his spirit away, and I don't care if it's my kid, my rib, my mama, you know, my grandmama. I can cry and pray and all of that, and the Most High say, "Hey, he do what he do." When you come in this thing, you understand that the Most High, he'll do what he want to do, you know, and it ain't nobody that can do nothing about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do the work because, like it says, he'll take branches away. And we don't want to be taken out of the truth. We don't want the understanding that we have that the Most High gave us freely, take it away. And next thing you know, we in the Buddhism. Next thing you know, we in the cannibalism and all types of crazy, stupid stuff. You know what I mean? We're far away from the Most High.
Yeah.
Let me finish that last verse. What you had something, King?
No, it can wait after you done.
It says, in every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. So that's just saying that you brothers, us sisters and brothers that come in here and we're doing the work, we're bringing fruit. You know what I mean? And that's a cut on the Christianity doctrine. They saying that we don't got to do, we don't live by works no more. Well, Hamashiach is telling you that if you're not bearing no fruit, then he's going to take you away. But every branch that do bear fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more. So he's going to add to your understanding. He's going to add to your abilities. He's going to add to your opportunities to glorify him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You got to stay in this thing. You got to, King.
All right. Yes, before I jump in that, hey, Shalom, Brother Brown.
Oh, Shalom, King.
Hey, he said the water for the prayers. His grandson came home today. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High, man. Let's give a hand to the Most High. You know, hey, because hey, the Most High don't. Hey, man, ain't nothing he can't do. All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, ain't nothing he can't do. Hey, when you trust in the Most High, hey, he'll uphold you with his right hand.
That's right.
Yeah. Like it is, and like it, man. That goes into one of the things I was talking about, or more so that when I was trying to gather all the information together when we were doing it for this lesson. That was one of the things he led me to, is that when you are in the truth and you're trying to please the Most High, like he'll come through for you. He'll uphold you. David had that in one of the Psalms. That was Psalm 73 and 23. He was saying that, hey, if you seek the Most High, He said he's guaranteed he's gonna hold you up. Like he's gonna be your strength.
God,
He's gonna be the one that helps you endure your troubles.
that's right. God, God, the Most High is faithful. You know what I mean? He's faithful. I wanted to get this one on for Brother Brunk. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse number 12. It says, "For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but your word, O Lord, which healeth all things. For you have power of life and death. You lead to the gates of hell and bringeth up again." Excuse me. So the Most High, you know what I mean? He's able to do all things, and it was His word, you know. And also having a grandfather. The brother's name is Kaiser. Young Kaiser got a granddaddy that's in the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's in the truth. That's keeping the laws of the Most High. That's fellowshipping. He has. Matter of fact, it just led me to two more. Let me get this one more real quick. James, Salakia, 5 and 15. It says, "And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven." So you know what I mean. So it's saying at the prayer of faith. You know what I mean. Brothers and sisters, pray for the young brother. You know what I mean. Granddaddy prayed for the young brother. Granddaddy's his prayers are being heard because brother got them fringes on. Brother keeping the law. Brother ain't eating pork no more. That brother fellowshipping and keeping the Sabbath best he can, and you know what I mean, and turning towards the Lord.
Right.
I got one more scripture, King, and I'm gonna give it right back to you. Second Esdras chapter 7 and verse number 62. It says, "I answered then and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful, in that he hath mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world, and upon those that turn to his law." The Most High is merciful to those that turn to his law. That's why we telling these brothers and sisters, man, come, get your fringes, stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, keep the Sabbath day, fellowship with your brothers and sisters, keep the new moon with us. You know what I mean? Turn to his law that you may have mercy, because it's going to be a time where that mercy ain't going to be around no more. People going to be looking for mercy, and it ain't going to be there. If you ain't already locked in, if you ain't already in the secret place of the Most High, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? So now is the time. Now is the time. Don't wait.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, squad.
Shalom, the squad in the building.
Shalom.
Salaki, y'all know I'm long-winded sometimes.
Nah, you fine. Hey, it's all for the edification of the body.
That's right.
Hey, make sure you writing down these precepts. Because hey, you might run into a brother, and you need to bring these out to encourage them, but you didn't write down your precepts. You just like, well, I know it's in there. Nah, this is the time. This is the time to highlight and write your precept next to here, and make a little mark next to this to make sure that's a key verse. This is the time to do that. Yeah, you with your brothers. Like we're gonna break it down for you, and and make sure it's clear and plain upon tables for you.
That's right. And Brother Benny is graciously, and Brother Benny gonna get I think he's thinking about a name. You know what I mean? He gonna get him a Hebrew name. You know what I mean? Of his choice, Most High lead him to it. But yeah, you know, Brother Benny is graciously putting he's scribing the verses, you know, right there in the chat. So definitely. You know what I mean? Let's treat this like a class. You know what I mean? Let's treat this like church for real. Get your markers, get your highlighters, get your pens and pencils, and take this thing down, because precept real quick. Isaiah 50 and 4, it says, "The Lord hath given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary." You know what I mean? So that's how we got to be. We got to know, because people are going to come up to us. We are the leaders of this world. We are the light of the world. Our
Right.
own people are going to come up to us. Our own kids are going to come up to us and say, I'm having this situation, that situation, loved ones, and even strangers. The Lord is going to send them to you. And it's all a test. You know what I mean? Are you learned? Have you been studying, or you just been in the PlayStation all day? Have you been,
Right.
you know what I mean? Have you been looking at housewives or whatever people look at nowadays, and not been in your scriptures that you ain't got something to feed this person?
Right.
You know, Hamashiach told he was talking to the woman at the well. He was hungry, and his brothers, they went to go get some food. They came back. He was there going preaching, and then they said, "I thought you was hungry or whatever." You know, I'm paraphrasing. He said, "I got meat to eat. You don't know nothing about the spirit." He talking about the spirit. These words. That's the food. That's the manna. We gotta feed the
Right.
people. And every one of these brothers, every one of you brothers and sisters on this live, we want y'all to be leaders as well as us. You know what I mean? We are all leaders, and we have to lead. So go ahead and get this food and write these scriptures down. You know, get in this thing.
Right. Yeah, because that like just like Kat was saying, hey, this is all the things, all the tools to help not only you endure, but also others.
Yeah.
Because it's not all about us. Like it's about our brother, our sister, our neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
about our nation. It's not
Yeah.
about me, not about him. It's about us returning to the Most High, enduring to the end, so that we can be that light to the Gentiles, or to our ones that are lost.
Right. Right. And that's what this thing is. The word is it's a weapon, and that's what he's gave us. He didn't give us nothing else. He said, "Hey, use this. Use my word." That's what he gave us. He ain't strap us up with, you know what I mean, all of this other stuff. He said, "Hey, just take the word with you. That's gonna be what you need. If you ain't got that in you, you know what I mean? What you got? You just know you an Israelite. Can you prove it? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not being facetious. I'm just keeping it real. Because you gonna be tested. You say you an Israelite in this world, nigga, they gonna test you. They gonna say, how? Prove it. And they gonna have something you probably ain't never heard. You know what I mean? And you better know how to prove it, or they're gonna confound you. You know what I mean? Then you gonna doubt yourself. And there go the spirit. There go the spirit out the door. Because you wasn't prepared. I'm sitting on a live every week. Or thank you for joining. But come on, man, take advantage of this thing. You know what I mean?
That's right. Hey, great points. Great points. Hey, Brother Benny posted one of my favorites. Like at Joshua 1:8.
Oh.
I'm about like I'll grab it real quick. So that we can go into that. Because it's important to know why we do these things.
That's right.
It really is. And brothers, be diligent and sisters, be diligent to post in the chat.
That's
So
right.
if we miss anything, Salaki, we'll try to get to them precepts that y'all bring.
You got a slew of them in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're talking, they just be flying.
Spirit.
Right. Amen. Hey, this is Joshua 1:8. I love bringing this one out. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night." And that goes into what Kat was saying. Like you gotta be feeding yourself something. You gotta be feeding yourself something. It says, like that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And that's being prosperous in all things that you put your hand to, just like Solomon said.
That's right.
Like so it ain't just finances. It's not just having the nicest car, stuff like that. It's a deed that you can prosper in spiritually. Like because that's more important than anything. Because you should be setting your treasures in heaven.
That's right.
Like where the moth can't get to it and it can't rush. Because shoot, somebody could come up in my house, take everything I got tomorrow, like but I know I got the Most High God who knows that I can't try to keep the commandments, to the best of my ability. He's like it. He's like it. I can bless him.
Yeah.
I can give him a blessing. I can put my hand on him and I can double it, triple it, like this. But if I'm wicked, what makes you think the Most High is gonna wanna come to my defense, my rescue? Man, he gonna be like, well,
yeah. You trusted in all that other stuff,
put your trust in riches and then gold and silver, but you didn't trust the Most High.
Right.
But and you think you're gonna make it to the end? Man, like hey, Israel trusted in he told we trusted in chariots. We trusted in chariots. We would go down to Egypt. Like, hey, we need this, we need that. Like it's try to make plans with other nations. Nah. The Most High said, trust in me.
Crazy too, man.
And that's where we messed up. That's where we messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Trusting in the Egyptians and all the Pharaoh and all that. And we still do it to this day. But doing all of that instead of when we got the Most High God on our side. And that's how wicked and that's how the Lord can remove his spirit. You got the Most High God that he don't even just do stuff. He do stuff that ain't never been done on the planet. I'm talking about he killing all the firstborn. He's separating the waters, the sea, so that the whole nation can come and then drown the other army in the, you know what I mean? And then lead on them on by day with a cloud, and then at night with a pillar of fire. And we still was needed, man. That was just stupid, man. Just dumb, just idiotic, man. And that's just,
that goes into the verse I was thinking about, where like we'll be so worried about the cares of this life and not trusting the Most High. But one of our I always think of Job when it comes to like things when I lose things.
Yeah.
When I had like a collection. I had a collection of pops. I'm a big nerd. I like nerdy things. So I had pops, and they were in the window, and then when winter came, there ended up being a crack in the house, and it just got water damage.
What kind of collection of what?
They're like they look like little bobbleheads, the little Funko Pops. Okay. So I collect those in different ones for different shows and stuff like that. But that happened, and they just got all waterlogged. And they're things that appreciate. They don't depreciate. So it's an asset to me, not just because I like it, but it gains money. This is something you can keep, you can pass down, and then it'll just end up being more like it'll be an asset instead of just something that's just sitting around.
Right.
And I could have went out and be like, I could have cursed everything out and just thrown my hands up, but I was like, man, it's just another thing lost. I'm like, it's just something. I'm like, I was hurt by it a little bit, but not as much if I would lose the kingdom.
Ooh.
Right?
Like, incomparable.
Right?
Incomparable.
Right. So I think about like Job and when the things he goes through. Let me pull this in James 5:11. It says, "Behold, we count them happy which endure." Because I was like, yes, I could have been mad and just went off and then try to run out and get whatever to try to get this. And but I understand that it's just something that happens in life. It ain't anything that I can't deal with, right? It says, "Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy." Like, if you don't know the story of Job, you need to go and read that, because he basically he had everything and then lost everything. He lost everything but his life and his wife. That like is, and his wife, she was wicked and was talking. Well, I ain't gonna say the whole time, but she spoke wickedly and said that he should curse the Most High and just die because he done lost everything.
Yeah.
But you got to have the patience of Job to endure anything that comes to you. Like it's because you never know, like from day to day, what the Most High, like but he has lined up in the gauntlet of life for you.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And going in on that, Job, you know, Job is a great example because, like you said, Job was just, you know what I mean, he there, the Most High, having a conversation with Satan, and the Most High set it up, didn't give Job a warning, but the Most High had said in the beginning, ain't nobody like him. You know what I mean? So Job was battle tested, man. You know what I mean? And like you said, even his rib had lost kids, you know what I mean? So they weren't, you know, you not even really in your right mind. You lose kids, you can lose some money and stuff. You lose your kids, man. I mean, not just a kid, kids. So she was already like, you know, why don't you just, you know what I mean? And so, you know, but it didn't break him. Didn't break the brother. Beautiful, man. I you know, Most High willing, we're part of that number. I'd like to meet Job too. I mean, you know.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was about to say while we're talking about Job, Job gave some good information. Like this. Let's go to Job 17:9.
Let me get it.
Yeah, if you want mine.
I'm
gonna pull it up myself as well. Sometimes I be having precepts in my head, and I'm like, why did I go there? let me get it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that too.
Okay.
All right, because Job he endured a lot, but the only way he was able to endure is because he stayed the path. Okay. Like he kept to how he stayed righteous, just like it says in the beginning. He was blameless. The Most High had no reason, to curse Job, but Satan came up. The Most High was just like, hey, what about Job? What about Job? He's like, oh, you can test, hey, you can do whatever, but Job, he my servant. He gonna serve me regardless of what happened.
Come.
And that's what this comes to. Can you read that verse 9?
Come. This is the book of Job, chapter 17, verse number 9. It says, the righteous shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger.
And that's talk. Oh, you want to read it? You want to continue?
I think that's
we can stop at that because basically it's saying like this. Job, he kept his path. He stayed on his path, and then him staying righteous, having clean hands, he waxed stronger and stronger in faith and endurance, so he could endure. Because when you fall into wickedness, you bound to fall into anything. Anything's willing to happen to you when you are being wicked. You won't know from day to day what's gonna happen.
Right. That's the truth. That's the truth. You can't say, well, you know what I mean? You don't, you don't know why this has happened. Well, I did that, but I did that too. You know what I mean? You don't know. You can't pinpoint. Hey, Salakia, Shalom, Jerusalem, Shalom, baby.
Hey,
and
Shalom.
Sammy Tay. Shalom, y'all. Anybody we missed, Shalom to y'all. You know.
Shalom, Shalom.
Who's going on, Joe? Oh yeah. General, do you mind giving me did you have some more on that one?
Nah, I'm good on that one. It just when I was thinking about Job, it just brought that up in my mind.
Your mind, yeah. Get Luke 14 and 26, Baba Kashai.
14. And 26. I got you. This is Luke 14 and verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Right. Like I said, this ain't nothing more important than this. Nothing is more important than this. Keep on going, God.
Kind. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come up after me cannot be my disciple.
So we're going to go through many different hardships. Sacrifices is what he's saying. If you don't, you know what I mean? If you're not willing to do that, you can't be his disciple. Keep on going, God.
Khan. For which of you intend to build a building, Salakia? For which of you intend to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
So anybody that's wanting to be in this truth or about to come into this truth, you got to figure this thing out and figure out what it's going to cost. Like he said, you got to reject your mama, your daddy, your brother, all of them people, and give them up for your Howard shot. Now, if they jump on board, all praises. But if they don't, nobody can outweigh you. You got a scale. You got your Howard shot on one side and the whole world and everything in it on the other. And you have to choose. He said choose. But if you jump on this side, you got to leave them. You got to leave all that stuff over there. You know what I mean? Right. But before you make that choice, you better count the cost. Ain't gonna be no more, you know what I mean, late night creeps. Ain't gonna be no more. I'm at the club smoking and chilling. Ain't gonna be no more. You know what I mean? Shrimp, pork, crab, lobster boils. Ain't gonna be no more. None of that. Ain't gonna be no more Christmas and Christmas sweaters and pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving and ain't gonna be no more of that. You know what I mean? You got to count the cost. He said, hey, as a matter of fact, you're going to go through some things. Affliction. When he said you got to carry your cross, bear your burden, deal with it. You understand? With him. You know what I mean? And come after him. So when you do go through some things, when you do lose car, house, mom, relationship, leg, arm, God forbid, Yahweh forbid. You know what I mean? What you going to do? What you going to do? You turning back? What are you going? You better don't. Hey, because he said, what man goes to war or starts to build something and he don't consider what it's going to take to do all this? You know, some people I can not really commend them, but you can kind of understand that they say, I don't really want to get into that because I ain't ready to give. And you like you're wicked, but at least you did consider if you go in this thing, you're gonna have to go in this thing. You not going, ain't no, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be there sometimes and you know, all that type of stuff. Nah, you better count the cost because like we said earlier, the Most High will remove the spirit. He'll bug you out. Before I give it back, he in the book of Daniel, if you read, I believe it's the 3rd chapter, Daniel goes to Babylon, gets took to Babylon. They conquer us, right? And so we're in Babylon, and Daniel, if you know the story, he's a really wise young man. He's a Jew. And he tells the king, is it 4? I think it's 4. The king, the king has his dream. The king has his dream about a what did he have a dream about?
You're talking about?
Is that the one where he basically bugs the king out? Nebuchadnezzar, I think it is. When he bugs him out and he has him it's the king now, the king of Babylon. The Lord bugs him out because matter of fact, I think it was the writing on the wall. It might have been that one.
You're talking about what is it, 2? Daniel 2?
Let me see.
I know he got I know there's a dream there in 2 when Nebuchadnezzar has a dream in 2.
Yeah, no, Salaki, it's in 4.
It's in 4. The one in 4? Okay.
Yeah. He has a dream, and Daniel interprets the dream for him. And the king, because the king Nebuchadnezzar had exalted himself, he thinking he number one. You know what I mean? But but Daniel told him in 4 and 17. It says, let me start at 16. It says, let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basest of men. So King Nebuchadnezzar thought he was all of this and that, but the Most High set up the basis, and he's nothing to the Most High. The Most High just set him up because that's a captivity we had to go through. Long story short, the Lord took King Nebuchadnezzar's understanding and gave him a beast's heart. He was walking on all fours and eating trash,
Yeah.
and he grew. He even grew. His hair grew out like almost like like an animal, and his
Yeah.
claws and stuff. And he had
Yeah.
no understanding for 7 years. He did this, and at the
Right.
end of the 7 years, he glorified the Most High. It's a brilliant story.
Yeah.
But the point is, the Most High will remove that spirit. He will remove the spirit, y'all. You know what I mean? And not matter of fact, before we do that, General, before I get back to you, can you give me that? What's that one in Sirach? Yeah, 37 and 19 Bible shot.
37:19.
Yes, sir. He'll remove that spirit from us, man, so quick because he don't need you.
Yeah, the Most High he don't need none of us.
Right.
He can blow out your candle and go on to the next.
That's the point of this verse right here.
Hey, this is Sirach 37 and verse 19.
Uh-huh.
There's one that is wise and teach many.
One that is wise and teaches many.
Mm-hmm. And yet is unprofitable to himself.
And still might not get saved, right? Still, he teach many people, but he ain't learning nothing. All of this stuff, basically a hypocrite, right? That could be me. You know what I mean? So I gotta be careful in this thing. I gotta walk accordingly. I gotta be circumspect. You know,
Right.
we all got to do this thing. It's the most like I keep on saying it. He will remove that. That's a scary thing, because if he remove it, he remove it for a reason. Who's to say he gonna give it back? You know, last scripture, and I promise I'm gonna give it right back to you.
Right.
Just because I'm on right on this point. Can you give me Luke 9 and 62? Baba Kashai. Who's to say he removed the spirit? Who's to say he'll give it back? This is how he feel about people that, you know what I mean, that play around with him. You know what I mean? That's in and out.
I got you. This is Luke 9 and 62.
Uh-huh.
And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God.
So nobody that's going to start to do the work and then go back to his own slop, his own mess, his own wickedness that he was doing. You ain't fit.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't fit. Now, and nowhere in that scripture does it say, hey, he might get it back later if he just, you know, and I don't know. Who's to say he could? You know what I mean? But the Most High said, no man that starts the work and goes backwards is fit, period. So even if he started the work and went backwards and then said, hold up, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, the Lord already said if he starts the work and goes backwards, he not fit. He not fit for the kingdom. You know what I mean? And if you read that verse, that in context is actually talking about somebody had told Yahushua before they followed him, they wanted to go bury their dead, bury their father or whoever. You know what I mean?
Right.
One of their brethren that had died. Yahushua said, "Let the dead be dead." That's how austere he is. He said, "Hey man, what you got? If you okay? You know what I mean?" He tell them, "Hey, go let them do that. You with me, or are you? You know what I mean? You choose." That's what he's telling us today. Choose. But we understand we better be all the way in. There we go, King.
Now you good. Now with all now that Cap done brought all that out, I hope y'all took all that down. I hope y'all took all that down. Because he done laid it out for you. He done laid it out for you. He done laid the foundation. Letting you know, hey, you can't just get in this thing and just turn back.
Right.
Like it's because when you turn back, most people when they turn back, that it's because they were there just for a season.
Yeah.
Like they were just there for a season, and that happens. But there's a way that we can avoid this. We can avoid these things by fellowshipping with one another.
Right.
Because when I'm weak in one area, I could turn to my brother, hey man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Hey, you mind praying with me, man? Praying for me? Mm-hmm. Hey man, maybe we need to do a fast or something. Because man, I can't shake this. Man, I ain't trying to fall out the truth, man. I need some strength. And that's what brothers are there for.
Right.
That's what we're there for.
Yeah.
Like we're there for each other. That's what like it's Cyrac 37. Let me pull that real quick.
Let me get it.
Cause we were just there at 37.
I
It
got
made me think about it. Cyrac 37 and 12.
Come. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse number 12. But be continually with a godly man.
Now sometimes with godly people.
Be continually with a godly man,
Right.
whom you know to keep the commandments of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
whose mind is according to your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and will sorrow with you if you shall miscarry. Great precept.
So, hey, because when you go through things, hey man, they're gonna be like, man, I can feel that. They're not gonna sympathize. They're gonna have empathy towards you.
Yeah.
They like, man, like if something happened to my brother, I feel that.
Right.
Like, dang. Like, hey man, you know what? Like, if we can get through this, hey, let's do a fast. We'll do a dry fast. Or if you working, you can't do that. Hey, we'll do a no food fast, whatever. But the Most High is gonna like it when you show your willingness to sacrifice yourself. The Most High, he'll be glad to step in and intervene. It's like I was saying, when you follow the path, like is what Job said. He said, when you stay on the righteous path, like is, and you keep your hands clean. That means you ain't sinning. You ain't gotta worry about it. You're just gonna get stronger and stronger, right. Even if you have to include somebody else. Let's get Ecclesiastes 4 and 7.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 4 and verse number 7. It says, then I returned and saw vanity. You said Ecclesiastes?
Yeah.
We're
gonna start at verse 7.
Then I returned and I saw vanity under the sun.
And this is King Solomon. He's talking about all the things he say under the sun.
There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yea, he hath neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end to all his labor. Neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor, and bereave my soul of good.
So he just getting things just to get it, basically. He ain't got nobody else to fall back on. Like he just working. And we get caught up in his life of just trying to take care of ourselves, and we just keep working and working, and we'll toil ourselves into the grave.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I kind of sat back and lost my place.
My bad.
No, you good.
It's just the last bit before 9.
Okay. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor, and bereave my soul of good. This is also vanity. Yea, it is a sore travail.
And that's what I was talking about. He just he just working just to be working, and it ain't doing him no good. It's just hurting himself.
Yeah. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, we're gonna go down all the way down to 12.
Verse 9. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor.
That's right.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up.
Salakia. That's the battle that we're in. They're talking about getting the bag and getting money, like when he fall apart. But our treasure is heaven.
That's right.
So you up there working, you done burnt it's talking about it. You burning yourself out. What kind of reward are you working towards? You working towards the kingdom, but you trying to do it all by yourself. And you'll burn yourself out. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. Again, if 2 lie together, when they have heat, if 2 lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone?
Right.
And if one prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
And that's just going into it's us needing each other. We need each other. like it's when it talks about being cold, like I think of like when you see like those avalanches and stuff, and the people get trapped out in nature and they just sitting there just shivering by themselves. But if they had another person, they could get together and they could warm up, right?
Right.
Like but if he was by himself, he would done been destroyed. He done died. But then and then if you have a brother and you end up falling into contention and they try to jump him, hey, you can jump in there with them in the fight, and then that third person come in because that brother got a brother. How y'all gonna overcome him now?
Right.
The same thing in the truth. When you be at fault, or when you are falling into sin or things of the flesh, you got another brother that's gonna be there to help you up. Hey man, I can't sit around and let you sit in sin, like it says, in Leviticus 19:17. Hey, I ain't gonna suffer sin on you, because I love you. I can't hey, I ain't gonna let you walk into that. Hey, we need to do this, that, and the third. We can fight this. I'm gonna be here for you. And that's what it is. That's what that's showing right there. You got brothers in this truth that can help you overcome all these things.
Right.
But when you by yourself, how you gonna do it? How you gonna do it? We gotta sharpen each other. Like I said earlier, iron sharpen of iron.
That's right.
We need one another.
That's right.
That's how we make it through this. I'll land my plane.
I was just gonna bring out that 19:7, like you was reading. Leviticus 19:7. You shall not hate your brother in your heart, in your mind. You shouldn't be around your brother and saying, "Man, I hate that dude." You know what I mean? For whatever reason, for any reason, right? You shall in any wise rebuke your neighbor. So it's basically saying, don't hold this stuff up here and in your heart. You know what I mean? And you just, man, you know what I mean? And the brother step on your toes, man, bro. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? 2 times when it came out here, bro. You done stepped on, you whatever happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then brothers you can understand, oh, bro, I didn't know that. Oh, that's why you did that. Oh, all right, my bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or bro, you going off, you tripping over this. You know what I mean? Let me finish that. It says,
go ahead.
You should not hate your brother in your heart. You shall in any wise rebuke your neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Bro, you're sinning by doing this or that, whatever you're doing behind this brother's back, behind that sister's back, sister, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? And what you're doing, it may seem a little bit of contention and friction, but you're actually like the brother said, sharpening each other. You're gaining a brother. You know what I mean? Because the brother, we in the truth. If he's sincere, he's gonna say, "Oh, bro, I didn't know you felt like that," or "I did do that, bro. My bad. I was on one." You know what I mean? I apologize, bro. That's my brother, man. You know what I mean? Right. You get this type of feeling once y'all come to an understanding. It's like, that's my brother, man. You know what I mean? It damn near make you want to cry, man. You know what I mean? Because you went through a bad, and the Lord make it like that. Being in this truth, man, you're gonna be. And I was in another camp before here. You're going to bump heads. It's different personalities. People grew up in different households. Your mama cooked the chicken a different way than my mama cooked the chicken. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your daddy used to do whatever it is. Everybody gonna have difference, and everybody's just almost set in their ways, dang near. You know what I mean? So we kind of have to, and I catch myself like that all the time. We have to kind of, you know what I mean, be able to be like water. We can mold to each other. You know what I mean? We can handle these different twists and turns and still not compromise. Okay, brother don't like that. You go around this way and we can do it this way. Or brother don't want to go over there today. We go over here. Bro, what you think? You know what I mean? And that just goes into preference. You know what I mean? What it say? We supposed to prefer our neighbor, over ourselves, or I'm greatly paraphrasing, but I need to consider how my brother feels about certain things, and especially if my brother, and that's communication. The brother's going to communicate how he feels, what happened, you know what I mean, and not, like it said, hate me in his heart. But he's going to communicate with me and let me know if I stepped on his toes, if I did something wrong, or vice versa, so that we can you know what I mean, move forward and correct that thing. That's the only way to get a real answer. I mean, you know what I mean, to get over something is to address it. It may be ugly, it may make you feel uncomfortable, but we're adults. I used to back in, you know what I mean, I tell my kids, it may feel uncomfortable when you go on a job interview and yeah, but hey, kids, they won't even ask how much they making. They just there, just sitting there letting no, you got to take charge and say, hey, it's uncomfortable, but hey, how much is this job starting to, you know what I mean? And I'm just using that as an example. But we
Right.
have to don't be afraid to talk to our brothers and just, you know, get that elephant in the room and say something and address it. It is what it is.
That's right. That's right. That's a good point too. Like
Yeah,
it ain't always gonna be comfortable either.
right.
It's not all man. Nobody wants to have to do like I have to do this though. Like it should like man, you should already know this.
Right.
Well, I have to man. I gotta tell you something. You know it, and then you feel bad. You have to tell them about it.
Yeah,
You're like man, but you know it's for the betterment of them. And like I always say, it's not for just for you and not for them. It's for all of us.
yeah. Because he gonna have to get you. He gonna have to correct you, and that's how, like you said, iron sharpening iron, and we're actually saving each other's lives. Where,
That's
like
right.
the scripture said, don't suffer sin on him. His blood is on your hands.
That's
I
right.
see my brother sinning, my brother doing something. I ain't gonna just sit there and I hate him in my heart, but I ain't gonna say nothing to him. He's sinning, so we both wrong. You know what I mean? No, I gotta get that not suffer sin in my mind and actually step up and talk to the brother, and then get him to stop sinning or whatever he doing, and then we both be straight. You know what I mean? We're saving each other lives.
That's right. That's a good one too, right there.
Yeah.
Matthew 18:21.
Yeah.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus said, oh, my bad.
Okay.
I tried to click on it too. I get Yahweh Shai said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7 times. Man, just imagine what if we actually held on to that?
Yeah.
Like so we could mend. We knew how to mend the issues we have with family members, with friends, with colleagues. Like it's how much better off would we be if we actually forgave each other? And
Yeah.
and I tell people all the time, hey, that's a salvational issue.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
you might not think you're like, man, I can't stand that person. They did such and such to me. Hey, forgiveness really like it. I used to say this before I came at you. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. Like you've got to forgive them. Like if they don't forgive you, they don't have nothing to do with you.
Right.
Like but once you forgive them, hey, that's off your shoulder. That's the blood off your hands. Like it's up to them at that point.
Right.
But I ain't gonna let something as small as hey, my brother stepped on my shoe. Well, I ain't like the way that brother said something to me. Keep me out of the kingdom.
Yeah. No, heck no. Like
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think it's even a scripture that says that the unforgiving, they're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Lord. And unforgiveness, it actually goes into pride. Pride,
Right.
being prideful, you know what I mean? Because all you got to do is say some words, bro. I didn't like this, or bro, I apologize, or whatever it is. Communication. That's the number one thing. That's why I say gather together. But if we can't communicate, how are we going to fix anything? How do I know what's bothering you? You know what I mean?
Right.
He hasn't given us that telekinesis or
Right.
mind reading power or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he hasn't given us that power yet. So I can't read your mind, bro. Let me know. I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of, you know what I mean? And I'm not, infallible to, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect. I'll make some mistakes. We all gonna make some mistakes, but I ain't going. I don't plan on getting out of this truth. Most High willing. So I'm gonna do what it takes. to endure unto the end. And that's what it says, to endure to the end. We got to do that. Got to.
It's like Brother Benny had a precept I see down there.
Oh, he had plenty. He had a few.
I know. It's a lot here because I can't tell if you're scribing or precept. Like if you put a precept, if you have a precept, put like precept in front of it so we know to pull that out or to bring that out, brother. We want to make sure that everybody's points are heard because this ain't about me, ain't about Cap. Hey, we this is about us growing together as a nation.
That's right.
Like hey, we're the trees extending them branches. Like it's providing the fruit. Hey, I know I messed that up, bro. But for although like he and she that believe. Believe. But we want to make sure this edifying, not just that we're just running our mouths and just bringing out precepts left and right. We want to make sure that it's something that you can apply to your life, so that you can grow. Like it's because I like to say, like if you ain't growing, you dying. Like there's nothing that just stands there and doesn't end up decaying at some point. Like at no point do you just like everything just stands. Even when it comes to like you see like statues, you see like concrete monuments. At some point they start to decay. Because they can't grow any further. And we never want to be to that point where you think you know too much that you can't grow anymore. That you can't read a scripture. Well, I don't read the Bible back and forth like 3 times. I don't need to read the Bible no more. Nah, it was for our learning. The Most High made it that men had putting the scriptures together for our learning. It says for doctrine. So that you know how to move through things. Because think about that. You had to think about like the grumbles and the hardships that, like when you talk about the Torah when they first given to Moses, and then his father-in-law gave him the notion by the Most High to make judges over the small matters like this. And those small matters weren't just like something they could just pick up and read about. They had to use wisdom and knowledge and know how to move through these things.
Right.
Like this. So all this that they had to go through, they wrote it down like it's for our learning so that we would know how to continue to grow.
Right. The Most High got this thing set up so beautifully. He got the law and he got, like you said, different matters, specific matters, and he's touching on all different types of categories. So like you said, we got the blueprint. We understand how to handle certain matters, I'm gonna get Brother Benny's precept as well. Proverbs 16:27. It says, "An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is a burning fire. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good."
Man, that's right. It's wickedness.
Yeah.
All of that is wickedness. They're without light. They're without a guide. They were out a guiding light or a path.
Right.
That the Most High had taken that from them, and that's how they are. That's how they are. Or it might be just, hey, you trying to be friends with the enemy, and ain't nothing but wickedness in their heart, and you end up falling into this because you ain't endured sound doctrine, sound teachings to stay away from your enemy, and now you in this predicament.
That's a must. That's a must. When we go into the enemy, that's what. Yeah. I'm gonna get his other one. He had one more. It was prior to that, and it's a good one too. Proverbs 6:23. It says, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life." That's normal. Reproof of instruction, getting corrected, that's normal. You know what I mean? So we got to do that. We got to correct each other, keep each other going. You know what I mean? We got to, and we got to be able to accept correction.
That's right. Like, and if you can't, that's when you've become a fool.
Yeah.
When you can't accept correction, and you started to become a burden to the nation, not an asset.
Con.
Okay, because it says that like what's harder to bear. I was like, what was like it was salt and iron, like is or a fool. Let me see if I can get that real quick. That was a good one. That's in Iraq. I can't remember exactly where that is. I'm telling you, if you ain't just took the time to get you a apocrypha and look at this, look at the things in it, the knowledge. Yeah, I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind and it'll help you walk through life easy. It was Sirach 22 and 15. I'll pull it up here. It says, sand and salt and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding.
Right. Sand and salt and iron, going.
Yeah, like it's because you gotta remember back in the day they carry like little bags of it to move around. Salt has to be mined. Back in the day, they didn't have heavy machinery to do it. And the same thing with iron. Iron requires a pick in a cave because iron grows in the earth. So you have to dig down to iron. It might grow out of a mountain. You might be able to dig into a mountain, but to get it like it's hard. But it's saying it's easier to do all those other things than to deal with somebody who doesn't have any understanding.
Like Brother Brown said, receive the counsel. That's right.
Hey, that's right. You gotta receive the counsel.
This Shiloh guy. Oh, Salaki.
No, I was gonna say I can grab that.
Okay. Proverbs 15:32. That's a good one, Shiloh.
That is a good one. Mm-hmm. That goes into what I was saying earlier. This is Proverbs 15 and 32.
Start at 31, Baba Kashai.
31? Okay. Like it's actually we can do both actually. Let's do 15 Proverbs 15:31. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul. But he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. That's a great one. I like it.
Mm-hmm. He that heareth reproof hears correction. You know what I mean? Oh, I did it wrong. Okay. Then you get an understanding. Why did I do that wrong? Why did it not work? You know what I mean?
Right.
And Salaki, y'all, I know I look crazy right here. I'm about to go in. I'm sitting on my porch. I think I'm about to go in the house.
And the sun going down.
Salaki. So I'll be BRB.
All right, kind. And why Cap is moving back inside, like we got to understand that it's very important that this lesson come out because there's all kinds of things that we have to endure in this life, but the Most High is giving us scripture so that we know how to move through it, to encourage. Like it tells you multiple times you see in the scripture that brothers are encouraging other brothers to continue in the faith, to continue in the grace of the Most High, because it's important that we as Israelites, that we uplift one another in righteousness. Like how you would like you go to a game and you see your favorite player play, like you on your feet and you got all that zeal, like you jumping up. The same thing we should have. We should have that same energy for our people when you can see they're going down, see that they are see that they're going through some things. We have that same energy to uplift them with encouragement, because this life is hard enough by yourself. Like we need one another, not just in word, but also lift each other up in prayer, because prayer is just as important. Like it's if not even more important than having one another, because that's your time where you're speaking to the Most High. Like it's, but you got to make sure that you're in the spirit and that you're keeping the commandments, because we know that in John 9:31, like it's the Most High heareth not sinners. Like it's, so you have to know that you got to keep the commandments so that your prayers can be heard. Okay, I was just thinking about that. Let me see. I want to say it was Luke 22. I'm gonna go to Luke 22 on for this one. Okay. Luke 22 and 31. 22:31. And it reads, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brother. So that's showing Yahushua. He even prayed. He prayed that Satan not take Simon, and that when he did come, then when he did fight off that temptation, or he did fight off Satan, that he would encourage his brother. So that just goes to show you, prayer is important. He even Yahushua prayed. He he prayed for somebody else. You think you better than Yahushua? That you can't pray? Come on now. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm gonna say I'm better than him, that I can't pray for my brother. Oh, you on mute. I saw your lips moving.
Yeah. Practicing for karaoke later on now. Nah, great point. Great point. Sister got a great one right here too. Hebrews 3 and 13. Mm-hmm. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Wow. So it's almost like it's saying sin is, you know what I mean, is hardening your heart towards your brother. You know what I mean? By not exhorting them, not, you know, hey brother, I'm gonna help you. That's sin. Not helping your brother, not, you know what I mean? Exhorting your brother. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta exhort one another. Hey, that's one of those things. Like sometimes you didn't even know. You be like, hey brother, man, I really appreciate you doing this and that. Like you've been a great help on my walk. I really needed those scriptures. Like that. Brothers will come to you. Like it's not, and they're not just trying to say it to blow up your head or anything. Yeah. But it's to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. Like letting the spirit use you to uplift each other.
And just to make a mention of it really quickly, I ain't gonna go too long on it. But I just wanted to say, you know, the brother, I don't know if anybody listens to other camps or checks out other camps, but it's, you know, a big thing in Israel right now is that there's a brother that was with a bigger camp, the Sakari camp. And, you know, one of the brothers there, I mean, a really mighty teacher, really humble brother, but he's no longer with that camp. Not that he's out of the truth, but he's no longer with that camp. And that was a shocker to me, you know. And, you know, like we saw him at the Fringe Fest. His camp was there and everything, and I didn't pay attention to, you know, how, you know, I didn't pay attention to that, you know, whatever was brewing. Maybe it was around, you know, maybe it was already set in stone that he was going to leave then, or I don't know. Long story short, you know, when we didn't know what was going on, Hezekiah and I and Brunt, we took a picture with the brother, and you know, I said, brother, man, we appreciate, you know what I mean, we appreciate your what you're doing. Keep up the great work, you know, paraphrasing, but we appreciate it, you know, the work that you're putting in for the kingdom. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot from that brother. and his elders and his brothers that are in the truth with him, you know. So you know, kind of seeing brothers part, it do kind of break. It seemed like it kind of break your heart, but it's also like the brother said, man, all things work for good to those that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. And if it wasn't for certain splits and breaks and separations, we'd all be in one spot. You know what I mean? Like the Tower of Babel, when the Most High's got to say, hey, school scatter, move, you get over here, you over there. We can do more once we, you know what I mean? Yahushua even had 70. He had 70 that was following him. He sent them out by twos. So we got 35 groups. Mm-hmm. Not two groups of 35. You know what I mean? Then we might split that, you know what I mean? What is that, 17 and a half or whatever? You know what I mean? We split that up, you know what I mean? No, he got 35 groups of two. You know what I mean? And send them out. Not 3, not 6, 35 groups of 2 and sent them out like that. You can reach more people. You can go, you know what I mean? Like the brother read in Proverbs 4. Was that Proverbs 4? About two. Well, like
two better than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 gonna have each other's back. At least 2. You know what I mean? You need at least 2. Not 16, 25 of us all at one spot on one corner every Shabbat and only here. You know what I mean? Now we got to branch out. We can conquer the city. I mean, you know what I mean? 3 or 4 y'all, 2 or 3 of y'all right here at this camp spot. You know what I mean? We got the northeast section, southeast. You got the east. You got, you know what I mean? You know how many different. I mean, this thing would. So the Most High may be he doing some you know what I mean, some division.
Right.
That's what he said. Matter of fact, what is that? What is that? Matthew. He said, "Think not that I've come to."
He talking about what he talked about. I bring a sword.
Yeah, and then he talked about separation, but I ain't gonna use that on this one. But you know, the Most High, that's what he's doing. He's splitting us up. He's dividing it. Yahushua is dividing us up, splitting us up.
That remind me of just like Salaki.
You got it. I was done.
Oh, I was just saying it reminds me of just like the ministry that Paul had, like his. Hey, they were all together, like his. That was a contention, and they went their ways.
That's right.
That's kind of like, hey, he said they want not like his. They just ran into like his. They had some different beliefs, and they like his and some words, and then they were like, you know what? It'd be best if we just split. Like his. Not that we take our hand off the plow, but they just continue. Like his. That's how Paul and Peter was. You do your work over there, I do my work over here. They're like, fine, for the kingdom.
Right. Right.
That was it.
That's right.
That's how you have the epistles today.
They had to, they had to go out. They had to go out. They didn't just stay in one place and hey, you know what I mean? They had to go out. They got beat up, they got arrested, they had to go out. They had to go out. They took it serious. Ain't no stopping. We got in an argument, Paul and Peter. You know what I mean? Ain't no stopping. God, can you give me 2 Timothy 4 and start at 1, Baba Kashaf? 4:1. Not start at 1.
Hey, that's one of my precepts I had. Yeah, that's one because that's a good one.
Yeah.
Here we go. So 2 Timothy 4, starting at verse 1. It says, I charge thee therefore before God and the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season.
Right.
Reprove. Rebuke.
He said correct and cast down.
Exhort with
bind
all
up,
long suffering and doctrine.
Bind up with use the word to heal people now and bring people back. Come on.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Drop down to 8, Baba Kashad.
Kind. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day.
Uh-huh.
And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
Right.
Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me.
Uh-huh.
For Demas have forsaken me, having loved the present world, and departed unto Thessalonica.
So Paul is writing a message. He's writing a letter. It's an actual letter he wrote to Timothy. He's saying, look, man, hey, keep on preaching the word, but you got to use it to reprove people, meaning correct them, rebuke people, to bind them up, to bring them up, to heal them. You know what I mean? You're going to use that word like we were saying. But he didn't say, hey, man, make sure you get the sharpest sword you can get, and then get you a club and some brass knuckles, because these niggas is tripping out here, and you got to watch your back. Nah. He said, hey, use the word as a weapon, as not just a weapon, but also as a first aid kit. You know what I mean? But then he told him, do your diligence. He said, because we're going to get crowns. That for all of us that love his appearing, you know what I mean? And that's out here pushing this word. He said, but do your diligence and come shortly unto me. He said, but hurry up and come to me, right? Mm-hmm. He said, because Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world. This brother turned his back on the brother Paul. Turned his back on the truth. Not even on Paul, but on Yahweh, on the word. Turned his back, having loving this present world. Hey, I don't know what it could have been so good back then in Greece, Thessalonica, wherever they were, where he said he went to Thessalonica. Mm-hmm. What was so good back then? Because now it ain't nothing. We damn near got cars that can fly, and drones and you know, all of this crazy stuff that we got in this modern world that probably would make the stuff back then look like nothing. Mm-hmm. But this brother he said this present world. He probably was going to get a back massage in a daggone brothel and yep. You know what I mean? He probably had some good beer, or you know what I mean?
You know, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. He left the kingdom and the truth for whatever they had back then, which was like the king said, nothing, and departed from and turned his back on the truth. So it happens, man. You know what I mean? Brothers will fall out of the truth, brothers and sisters. Like it says in Psalms 91, though 1,000 fall at my side and 10,000 at my right hand, it ain't gonna come near me. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna come near me. I'm gonna keep it moving. Most High gonna keep me most high willing, you know.
That's right. We just gotta keep it moving. It's true. Yeah, ain't gonna, man. I have so many more precepts. I'm not gonna keep us too long, because I'm just gonna hit probably like it's. I'm gonna hit like it's how to like it's, because we've already talked a little bit about how to get over these things. Oh, that was one point I I just wanted to hit in Timothy. It was verse 5. It says, but watch thou in all things. So everything you do, you gotta watch. And it tells you to endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Because hey, you gotta do the work. Like this, you got to do the work. He's exalting you to do the work, like this, and not to turn from it. Like this, Paul was about doing the work. He went through a lot of things. Man, he said he even drowned once.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey,
like, hey, you drowned? Yeah,
hey, Paul went through a lot. Yeah.
I got bit. I leaned on the door and got bit by a serpent.
Yeah. Man.
Like that, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, and then truth be told, that brothers done went through that nowadays. Some brothers done be like, nah, I'm done.
Right.
Ain't nobody told me there were gonna be snakes out here.
Right. That wasn't part of it. Yeah. That wasn't part of it.
Nobody told me I was gonna be on no boat sinking.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. In the middle for 2 days, I think he said he was in the middle on a plank. Man, and then he said, I've been shipwrecked. He was whipped. I'm talking about whipped. You know what I mean? I want to say 5 times. It was more than a few times. He was whipped. And when you get whipped, one whipping is 40 lashes minus 1. But he was whipped several times.
Too many.
Stoned. He was
That's
stoned. Yeah, that brother went through a lot, man.
Yeah. I'm like, yes. Hey, a lot of people have been through a lot for this truth. For you just to be like, man, I lost my job. I'm done.
Right.
The Most High ain't got my back. Like, I wouldn't have lost my job.
Man.
Like, yes. Hey, truth be told, the lady in Maccabees, she lost all her sons.
Oh.
For the truth.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't break the law.
Right.
Like, yes, that's a work in itself right there.
Man, she would not give in. That's beautiful too.
That's enduring. That's enduring. Lost your children in front of your eyes and still held up like a man. That said.
Yeah. All of them. Yeah, she had to watch them. Yeah. And you know, we don't got no excuses. We don't have any excuses. No excuse. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's right. And I gotta pretty much, like, I got some closing verses. Unless you got anything.
Nah, I'm out of there.
Oh, I got Hebrews 4, starting at 14.
Let me get it.
14 through 16.
I got it. This is the book of Hebrews. Slovakia. You said chapter 14?
Hebrews 4, starting at 14 down to 16.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 14. It says, seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yahushua, the son of Yahweh, let us hold fast our profession.
Hey, we got to hold fast to our faith. Go ahead.
For we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin.
Now, that's just saying, like, he was just, like it said, he was made like unto his brethren.
Yep.
Like, so he can understand the things that we go through.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't sin, and he still did what his father said.
Great.
Go ahead.
Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need.
And that's saying turn to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
We got to turn to the Most High, like in our times. Like Yahushua went through all of that and suffered, but you can't endure a little bit of chastisement or a little bit of pain or a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah.
As Cal was saying, we don't want to be uncomfortable for this truth.
Right.
But hey, we have to return to the Most High because only in Him is our help.
That's right.
Whether He send us saviors, or He sends you a brother, or He uplift you with His right hand, we got it. It all comes from Him. And that's it. That's what I have. It don't get no more simpler than that. The Most High, He's our everything.
That's
and
right.
He's our help. So we need to turn to Him.
And it's set up so that we can depend on Him, and that's what we're supposed to do. You know, that's what He's there for.
Right.
That's what He's there for. You know, that's what this thing is about: is to see if we remember Him, not just in our infirmities and in our when we need, when we're going through some things, but also, at all times we recognize Him. We glorify Him. We call on Him. But that other nations can't necessarily call on Him directly. They can't do that.
Nope.
But we got the opportunity, and that's why we go through things. so that we can call on him. You know?
That's right.
I do got one other one that I just thought of.
Okay.
I mean, can you give me Sirach 2-1, Baba Kashai? And that's the last one. For me.
Nah, you good. That was one of the ones I was like, man, I ain't going. I'm like,
yeah. Beating the dead horse, but I want to make sure everybody know, man.
Nah, you good. Hey, I'd rather I like it is you need to have these tools in your toolbox than not have them.
That's right.
So this is Sirach 2 in verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
We got to prepare our souls for temptation or trouble, you know what I mean, and make our heart right. You know what I mean? Just like just like the scripture says, you know, let's prepare our souls from temptation. You're definitely going to be tested.
That's
We're
right.
going to go through some things, but he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay.
Hey, that good point. That's a good closer too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
yeah.
ain't nothing we can't get through.
Right.
Like it's by turning back to the Most High.
Right. Right. Leaning on our brethren. You know what I mean? If you learn anything from this class, we need to lean on our brethren. You know, we're going to forgive our brethren, not suffer sin upon them. You know, and go through hardships. But when we go through hardships again, you know, we got to have that other brother to help us up, and vice versa. You know, we got to call on the Lord. We got to know how to call on the Lord and trust in him and endure. You know, endure. That's the name of it, enduring. Through much tribulation, we must enter the kingdom. Prepare your soul for temptation, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the crux of it.
Kind. Great lesson. Great lesson.
I agree. Hope brothers and sisters were edified, you know what I mean?
Kind.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Kind.
Well, did we figure out what we were gonna go for this Sabbath?
I haven't come up with a new. The other day I thought I had like a brilliant idea, and if I don't write it down or I put in my notes in my phone, man, you know what I mean. Sometimes I'll be slick, prideful, and like, man, yeah, that's a good, that's a good idea. I'll remember it, and then don't. So I gotta write it down, but I didn't write that down. I'll think of it. It had to be some type of opportunity for us, but nevertheless. If not, you know, we can do where we go, unless you want to hit, you know, it's summertime or it's about to, you know, it's hot. So unless brothers want to do, you know, Market Square or something like that, typically, you know, where we've been at, we see a lot of sheep, even though it's a lot of women or, you know, this or that or the third, but it is sheep. We go to these other spots, it ain't a lot of sheep, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, we just and if brothers and sisters have a spot that they'd like to see us at, hey, hit us up on our Gmail. Because we want to be where the people are.
That's right.
It ain't about being comfortable with being in the same spot. We want to be where y'all are. That's our job. That's what we love to do. We love to get out and wake up the sheep and feed them. Make sure the word gets about. So that the Most High can provide the increase.
That's right. That's the food that we got, the meat we got. You know what I mean? The other meat that he gives us.
That's right.
Brother Benny got a precept. I'm gonna read that one real quick.
Oh, okay, kind. I'll put this down real quick.
Isaiah 26:3. It says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusteth in you."
That's right.
I'm gonna read that next verse. It says, "Trust you in the Lord forever, for in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength."
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that is. Man, I'm telling you, hey, and if brothers and sisters want some, hey, y'all want another round of this, hey, just let us know in the comments or in the email. Hey, I still got precepts on precepts on precepts.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jehu had the same thing.
Yeah, I had a few more. Yeah, and that's how it be, man. Spilling over, but we also are gonna do, for the camp, we're gonna do a men's. We're gonna do a Bible study, and I say men, but last time it was just the men's there, but I'm not sure if the brothers don't, if they mind sisters, the ribs come or something like that.
Don't mind.
Yeah, but we'll do. We're gonna start trying to do Bible studies more. You know what I mean? And whether in person, I think brothers prefer in person, but if not, we'll do a live. So if you want to participate in that, get up with us. Even if you can't come, in person, we can always do a live communication right here while we're together, or everybody's in their own respective places on a live. Either way. But we'll start those up and start doing those. Keep in touch with us if you want to, do the work. Hit us up on the Gmail there. Trees trees with a Z, elect144@gmail.com. Like if you got any comments, questions, you need a calendar. We're still keeping this thing going. We got the high holy days. Right now it's just new moons for a little while, but then we'll have some high holy days come up back to back soon. So yeah.
That comes up so quick.
Yeah.
We'll have it'll be the 7th month. Next thing you know, it'll be trumpets.
Yeah.
Then atonement. Then tabernacles, and then following that, then we have our Hanukkah coming after that.
Yeah, dedications. Yep.
Hey, this is the time right now, like, to get your mind focused. It's join. Hey, gather with your people, gather with brothers. Captain Jehu was talking about the Bible study. If you want to do the Bible study, hit us up at treeselect144@gmail.com.
Con. Finally, we're gonna try to upload some pictures to the community channel. If you haven't already checked out some of the little bit of videos that we did get, you know what I mean. Go to the channel, check out the videos, check out the artists there. I mainly only had Hezekiah. I was kind of dragging my feet on some of the other artists, but some of the other artists there were dope. I got 1 or 2 videos of another artist or two, but if you got any questions about the music, you want to know who that is, how can you get their music, let us know. You know what I mean? We'll try to point you in the right direction. We got a few more videos. Be on the lookout for those that are coming out within the next day or two. So, brothers, just to stay in the spirit. Let's encourage each other and keep this thing going.
That's right. That's
all I got, God.
And with that, the water for joining us this evening, throwing in precepts, keeping it active. Hey, we love it.
That's right.
We love gathering with our people. This is the joy of our life.
That's right.
It's what we love to do.
That's right.
So, with that being said, let me go ahead and grab that Isaiah 61.
I would die.
It's Isaiah 61 and verse 3. Actually, I'm going to start at verse 2. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord in the day of vengeance of our God.
Right.
To comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. To give unto them beauty for ashes. The oil of joy for mourning. The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That they might be called trees of righteousness.
That's right.
The planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified.
Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai.
Brakatah Yahweh Shai.
That's right, baby. Hey, till the next time, Israel. Check us out next week. Most High willing, 7:30. Thankful Thursdays. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it going, and we pray that everybody have a peaceful, blessed Shabbat coming up, blessed weekend. all the way into next week. You know what I mean? Keep us informed. Any prayer requests and praise reports, whatever. You know what I mean? Get at us. Yeah. Khan. I'm Brother Jehu.
And I'm Hezekiah.
We the trees of righteousness. Hey, and shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, y'all.
Shalom.